That's sort of cold.
Well, it's cold
Sort of
from the
warm
recipient's perspective, and you need to manage the dynamics of it.
Speaking of cold, if we don't ask Tim a question, he's going to freeze up there soon. So, Tim, I have a question.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, he told you really had to tell. You didn't have to say I was your mentor. You had to tell me how great I was, and that's why I'm not going to. You just sit there and freeze all night, for Christ's sake. Anyways, Tim,
It was great. I worked for Mike for 17 years. That was great.
There you go. Thanks. Perfect, Tim. I got three questions in a row. But seriously, so Tim, think of the model that Tim developed. It was a relationship probability model. It's all about the law of large numbers. And two people, 30 to 40 new customers a month for, I don't know, 15 years, Tim? So Tim, we talked here about the right type of customer. In that model that you developed, how do you find the right type of customer? Like, what was, and I could probably answer this myself. I can pretend I don't know, but no, seriously, what was the right type? Like, no, what was the right type of customer? Like, with that success that you had, how did you turn the other end of the line if that person was the right person?
Well, at the end of the day, what we attract was a lot of opportunities, and I'll be perfectly frank. In 2008, through our probability model, when the phone rang, we were asking to solve problems. In 2008, the recession kicked in. Now the phone's ringing, and everybody's problem is we got to cut costs. So it became very, very price focused. So what that forced us to do was look at, and really just take a look at your own customer list, and you'll probably have a good sense of what you do well and what you don't based on the services that you're currently providing. So we did that. We took a look, and we seen that we were really good at quirky. And I'll use that term.
The owner is kind of quirky.
Yeah. The quirkier the opportunity, the better chance we had at securing.
Define quirky, Tim.
Stuff that's difficult and not easy. So everybody wants the easy stuff, and there's no money in margin in it. But if you've got a customer that's got some oddball stuff, some challenging freight, whether it's damages, whether it's susceptibility to pilferage, whether it's his on-time service, delivery to his customers, liftgate, malt deliveries, you name it, there's lots of quirky out there. But, you know, A to B, regular dry van, everybody's after it, there's no margin on the business as far as what I see from where I sit. So we looked at what we did and we recognized that, you know, we're really good at quirky, so why don't we start marketing ourselves that way and putting the word out that, you know, that's the type of business we're after. So through the probability model in our direct marketing, we didn't really have sales reps that were banging on doors. What would happen was we would market, we would send you a letter, a flyer, a pen, a box cutter, so on and so forth. And we were always there. We were always in the customer's face. So we were Johnny on the spot. Let me just ask the room. Have you ever knocked on a door looking for business and the guy said, "Thank God you called me today because my carrier sucks and I'm going to fire him and I need to." Has that ever happened? Once? That's awesome. I wish it would happen to me. So at the end of the day, it's very highly unlikely that that's going to be the case. So how do you beat Johnny on the spot when the incumbent carrier drops the ball, shows indifference, does something that's going to cause that decision maker to all of a sudden be interested in what you've got to talk to them about? So you got to stay in touch, stay in touch, stay in touch. And that's what we did through our direct marketing. That's what it was all about. It was about dropping 4,000 fishing lines in the water and hoping to catch a couple of fish.
And, you know, that in itself is a whole topic of conversation, but for anyone who likes to read, this probability model is all about the law of large numbers. It's all about prospecting law. There's a book called Harvey McCay's Swim with the Sharks. The guy was an envelope salesman, and I'll tell you, it's worth a read. If you want to be in the top 10%, that's worth a read.